Come on, let it go.
Our next guest is a Grammy-nominated artist from the UK.
Give it up for my boy Jay.
With billions of streams and platinum records.
I'll be me.
He's won over hearts and awards all over the globe. Please welcome James Bay.
There he is.
Oh my goodness!
Welcome.
Hello.
How are you?
The one and only.
How you doing?
How are you?
Congratulations.
Oh, yeah. Thank you so much.
Number one, no joke.
Number one album, no joke.
No joke.
And Joel Creasy's there in Melbourne. Say
Hello,
g'day.
I think we might have met before. I think I interviewed you on a TV show once at the Project.
Sorry, just so you know, we just watch this all the time, this
Oh,
performance.
no way.
All the time.
Literally, it's my favourite thing to bring up on YouTube.
Can you see the fire? The fire was so hot.
Really?
It was boiling hot. And we just played ping pong and he won.
Okay.
Oh my
This is my
god!
favourite. Is this your
Hasn't he
favourite
got
part?
enough?
This is my favourite part.
Give it up for my boy Jay.
Did your life just change after
I'll tell you, that's a nice little moment, that, you know.
Yeah.
How did these kinds of things are amazing? We don't do enough of this in Australia, having
No.
artists collaborate on award
No.
shows. How did that come up?
I remember going to the O2 Arena that afternoon because I was playing my own song on the Brit Awards.
Isn't that the day? Isn't that the night you won Best Solo
I won,
Artist?
yeah.
That's also a big moment from that night.
Yeah.
That's a huge.
Yeah, we should have played that moment, really.
Beebs in it. You know.
Beebs in it.
I was always going to mention it.
You know what I mean? But I believe, I think this is right, Justin's guitar player, Dan, who's a brilliant guy, his wife was due to have a baby and she started like having the baby sort of thing. And he was like, and that was in Canada.
Oh my god!
wow.
I think I can only hope. I love Dan, and I can only hope this is correct because I remember being told this around the time. So he kind of got on a plane and was like, "I just have to go." And I think Justin was like, "Yeah, absolutely."
Yeah.
I'll
I'll get me boy James.
Well, it was very last minute, but like they were like, and I love that song, by the way. Love Yourself. I've been listening to it. It's been on the radio all year. I mean, loads of his music was absolutely like, you know, everywhere that year. That huge album. So I just said yes, like thinking I can probably do it.
Yeah,
like,
why
you know,
not?
I had a couple hours. I sort of thought I'd
Figure it out.
figure it out exactly. But we,
What have you said yes to that you wished you hadn't?
Oh, now there's a good.
Don't say this. Don't say this,
Hey,
Shay.
hey.
Right now.
Give me a minute on that, and I'll try and remember. Because I don't know. That was an amazing time. Between that and getting on stage with the Rolling Stones in 2018, like it's been a fun sort of experience or journey of doing those kinds of things. You know, and you do just say yes and sort of worry about it later, like in the moment.
I feel like because there's a lot of artists that are so worried about saying yes to things because everyone's so in their lane, and maybe
I know.
this is just in Australia. I say yes to everything. What are you talking about? No, I don't say yes to everything. In the early
Any SponCon? Yeah, I'll take it.
in the early years. It was very important, and one of the biggest pieces of advice that I was given was to just say yes to everything.
Yeah.
Do everything, do all the things. It might not be the greatest thing you've ever done,
Right.
but get out there and do it because it'll either just be a great experience
Yeah.
or just a funny story to tell 20 years down.
it's just very true. I don't know. It's sort of in my time. It always feels like the sort of Ed Sheeran school of thinking, and I know lots of people have probably done it before, but he's such a brilliant example of that. And I don't know, like, funny, you've played the video with Justin Bieber. I've brought up a little sort of tiny anecdote there about Ed. Earlier that year, before that Brit Awards, or actually it was probably the year before, 2015, I went to an after party thing after some awards show in Milan that Ed Sheeran was throwing in his hotel suite. It sounds very fancy, doesn't it?
This is no, we love it. We're silent.
The first time the three of us have ever actually listened all at the same time.
And it's not. It was amazing walking in. There was like literally like bodyguards on the door and all this crazy stuff. And but just going in there and just remembering these two artists who we've just sort of had on the screen and talked about. This isn't exactly the same as Ed, like just saying yes to everything, but he's so inclusive and like open about like artist to artist to artist to artist. And he said, I walked in there as a pool table in the middle of this hotel room that was a party was being thrown in.
Yeah.
He said,
Junior
James,
Suite.
Yeah, something like that. And he said, James, come and meet Justin. And he said, Justin, this is James. He's got the biggest album in the UK at the moment. And I thought, what a moment. What a sentence.
That's so
what is,
cool.
What is actually
So
happening?
cool.
Yeah.
Well, and it was so like, it felt, I'm here I am telling the story now, praying you believe me. Because,
we do.
No, but because like, it's like those funny moments where someone like, I don't know, chucks their like keys through the car window, and the car window's only cracked, and you do one of those things that's amazing, and nobody sees it. It sort of felt like it was in this. This thing happened in this very private party.
Yeah.
And
so the only private Ed Sheeran story I have is when I was for somehow after the Arias, which is our Brits really,
sure, yeah, no,
drinking
of course.
G&T with Kylie Minogue, James Blunt, and Ed Sheeran.
That's a good
yes.
trio.
And my phone rang, and I popped out to take a call.
What was so important?
Well, because it was
that
3
you
in the
had to leave
morning,
that-
and I'm like,
Can't leave
I'll be home
Kylie
soon,
Minogue's
sweetie.
presents.
And I walked out, and then I came back in. The body guy's like, "There's no party in here." I go, I've just been in this little party, and they're like, "There's no party in here."
Oh no.
Because he's been instructed to let no one in, obviously, and didn't believe I was there. So it was probably a nice little 20 minutes.
Hey,
Yeah.
it's a strong 20 minutes. And by the way, those three, that's a strong trio. Ed, James Blunt,
And I was taller
Kylie.
than all three of them, which was nice.
That was a nice surprise for you.
It
Something
really
new.
was.
Bless him.
We all
James,
love gin.
You seem quite fond of it. I feel like you've been down to Australia a few times. Are you quite fond of
I
of
really
us?
am.
Yeah,
I
thank
really,
you.
really-
Not fishing like what I caught.
No. I really am. I've got to say, like, it's this weird like double whammy to be able to play in front of people, quite a lot of people in my experience, who are all singing the words of my songs back at me, is one thing, and I've experienced it. Very lucky to have experienced that in many different sort of corners of the world. But to be on the other side of the planet, okay, for the
Yeah, it's
little sort of
wild.
8-year-old in my brain, he's
Yeah.
like, sorry, tell me again.
It's quite outrageous, isn't it?
It's very outrageous. Also, it's all the little beautiful nuances about how the crowd are, and how Australian people. Like, I don't know. I'm a big fan. I'm a total fanboy.
Well, last time I saw you were out here, you and I actually stood together and watched Jack Johnson play on a rooftop in the city.
And then I think Julia Michaels jumped in a pool in all her clothes. Shawn Mendes just sort of strided through like some sort
Yeah.
of
Oh my
dinosaur.
gosh, where was I?
You can see James tomorrow on the Gold Coast. You've already performed in Sydney, in Freo, WA, Canberra as well.
Have you been to the GC before?
It's like Miami.
I think in
Yeah.
2018. I think so.
Yeah.
This is awful, isn't it? I should have a better
Don't
answer. I should have
No,
just
it's
Make
fine.
sure you
answer.
go
You'll
for
remember-
a, go
you'd
for a
remember.
swim in the ocean.
Yeah?
It's just...
won't-
I cannot wait. I'm going in a couple of weeks and I can't wait
Not
to
as good as
just
Sydney
run.
beaches, but
Am I
that's
gonna
okay.
get- am
Sydney
I-
beaches are shit
No,
compared
I'm
to
gonna-
the Gold
Perth
Coast.
beaches.
Am I going to get eaten?
No.
Up there you will. The further
No,
north you
you're not
go.
going to
No.
get eaten
No,
on
don't
the Gold
I would do it
Coast.
around here.
You
All
won't.
right.
Just swim between the flags.
Between the flags. Ooh, it's the start of Jaws 7.
And slip, slop, slap.
No, it's Western Australia. That's where you got to be really careful.
And Adelaide. You can't swim in Adelaide.
Okay, yeah. And Adelaide.
So
Pretty much-
between two flags in one tiny bit of one beach in Australia somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere. Just
And
a
now-
very specific place.
We're going to throw to our Prime Minister, who's going to give us the rules for a little game we call Quick Draw that you're about to play.
I'm Anthony Albanese, and these are the official quick draw rules. Tim will give a category and a letter. The first to yell out a correct answer gets a point. The first answer you yell out is locked in. Best out of 7 wins. Ultimately, Tim will exercise his discretion.
Thank you, Prime Minister.
And that
There you
actually
go.
is the Prime Minister as well.
That's fantastic. You guys are all just big mates.
This show is a big deal. And you're playing Ricky, by the way.
No, I'm aware Ricky's
I mean, it's number one. Two people with who have had number one albums, which is pretty
Yeah,
special.
two people number one albums, one person who's had loads of practice. This is how competitive and stressed I am.
And she's very good, James. But
I'm aware.
I'm
very
your hype girl.
competitive.
Oh,
and
right.
I'm a, and I'm a
Take
big
her
fan,
down.
so I'm gonna
Thank you, hype
go
girl.
hard on you.
All right.
Name a famous singer starting with J.
I mean,
Perfect.
I
James Bass here, going to play Quick Draw for real when we come back.
Ricki-Lee, Tim and Joel's Quick Draw.
We're so pumped to have James Bay in studio with us, performing tomorrow night on the Gold Coast. You enjoyed
that's
your
gonna
time
be
out
big.
here? This time, this trip?
yeah, 100%. It's been way too long, so this one always feels good to finally get back.
Yeah.
Do you really get much of an opportunity to get out and relax and take your time?
This is the thing about touring in Australia.
Yeah.
There's no tour bus that you're on all the time.
Yeah.
You're constantly moving. There is a flight every couple of days around shows.
Yeah.
This is
Oh.
the beauty.
Yeah, right.
Of
Yes.
touring in Australia is you do actually. It's one of the reasons why it's one of my favourite places to tour in the world is because you get to like relax and see stuff.
Did you see
Yeah.
us all in Fred Again Mania for the last 2 weeks?
No, I didn't see that.
Oh my
yeah.
goodness. That's all we've seen is Fred Again shows, Fred Again shows.
Wait a minute, you're saying this like Taylor Swift hasn't been here?
No, yeah.
Oh,
we,
wait.
No,
yeah,
but just this trip for you,
is it-
though.
is she? When did she go?
A few weeks ago.
Oh,
couple
sorry,
of-
I got it wrong. My
Yeah,
bad.
Pink had to cop Taylor Swift. No one knew Pink was in town, even when she was playing the same size arenas.
Pink sold out arenas all around Australia. We're like,
Stadiums, not arenas. Stadiums.
Wow.
Okay, thanks, Pink.
Yeah, she's here every 2
It was
months.
nuts. The fact that we had the two of them here doing
Yeah.
the rounds and doing these huge
And then
stadium
Fred Again
shows.
jumps up on top of the Harbour Bridge and says, from tomorrow night I'm playing a little secret show at the Opera House. And then he sold out 4 arenas in Melbourne, 3 in Sydney, and 2 domains in Sydney, which is 80,000 each.
What?
Insane.
It's kind of irritating when you hear that, isn't it?
Yeah, ultimately it is.
Just like that.
Because generally when we get a tour announcement, it's tickets on sale 12 months before the person
Yeah.
comes out.
And you got to do
Yeah.
the publicity slog.
Fred again is just giving a huge finger to everyone.
And he announces them on WhatsApp. It's hilarious. What? I know.
Well, respect for it. Again.
Anyway.
Good for him.
Yeah. Anyway, here we go. Let's play for real. It is best
Come
of
on,
7.
James,
Joel
I'm
is
going back.
scoring. And we're playing for real. Name an insect starting with B.
B. We did it at the same time.
I
did it at the
actually
same time.
I'm not just saying this. I think James got him before you, Ricky. But I'm happy to go to.
That's the only point I'm going to get. Let me have it. Let me
Yeah, you
have
can
it.
have it.
All right, we'll give it to
We
James.
both have to think about it. So.
Yeah. I don't know why that took so long.
My screens have gone down as well, so I'm looking at a screensaver of a lady running along the beach. So I can't see anyone's mouths, but I think I heard James first.
Yeah, I'll take that. Come on.
And we're all naked now, too. That's a shame.
That's
I
weird.
know, it's weird. Now you're the Skype logo. What?
Name a genre of music starting with R.
R&B.
Reggae.
Pardon?
Raw and B ain't. You can't say raw and B when I'm coming in chill with reggae.
I said R&B.
Give me reggae.
R&B.
I'm going to have to unfortunately pay that one to you, Ricki-Lee, but James, you've got this.
Unfortunately. Why are you all of a sudden not my friend?
I am your friend,
But you
but
did
you
say
are the
ra
queen
and
of
B.
this.
I said R&B. We're not getting into this whole...
No, you're
Shakira
right.
gate
We're not
again.
doing that. Okay.
We had a little situation where they thought that I said something that I didn't say.
James will play the clip after and you'll be
Yeah,
on
I'm
our
ready for
side.
that.
Yeah.
James doesn't care. He's got more important things to think
We're just
about.
going to watch the Brits again, so we don't have any time for Shakira again. Question number 3. Name something sharp starting with S.
Scissors.
Yes, James! 1 point, 2 points to James, 1 to Ricki-Lee.
Nice.
All I
I've
want
got
is
your
8
screens
points.
back. You look great.
Oh, put our clothes back on.
We were laying on the ground caressing each other.
That was a whole thing.
Yeah,
It was a
cute.
John and Yoko kind of situation.
Oh, wow.
So sorry you
With me
missed
in
it.
the
Shame I
middle.
missed it. Like it is 8 cameras in your studio that I can pull later.
Yeah.
You were like the ham in the sandwich.
Name a cartoon character starting with W.
Woody Woodpecker.
Oh, my
Yes! Oh my gosh!
Still can't think of one.
There's Winnie the Pooh,
Winnie the Pooh's
Wile E. Coyote, Woody.
cool. Woody, does he
But
count?
Woody the Woodpecker is pretty great.
I feel good
That was a
about
great answer.
That was
Great. about
great.
That's 2 W's. Where were you?
Yeah.
Woody the Woodpecker.
I know. That's a strong point too. Ricky, I
yeah.
don't normally say this to the guests when you're playing, Ricky, but this is exciting for me. Ricky, you need to get this next point correct to stay in the game.
Apparently your first
think I've
loss
ever
of the
said that
year.
before.
This will be your first loss
No,
of the year.
no. Come on.
Okay.
Come on, James,
Don't
take it
build the
down.
pressure.
Come on, Coulter.
And you have had a lot of wins this week and last week
So
and the
much.
week
Yeah.
before.
Okay. Soon, Mama, someone
Come on,
say
James,
to me.
I love it when people let me win. It's great.
Name
I'm
a-
not letting you win. This
No,
is
she's
the,
not.
This is the most. This is what's pissing me off the most. Is I'm not letting you win.
Listen, number one's go to your head. I know what it's like.
Well, she's currently only got 1 point, so I guess it's.
One's around.
Name a board game starting with C.
Chess.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Wow, good
I
answer.
had one, but do you have a
Ooh,
clue?
you're making it a
Do you have
game.
Oh, I love Cluedo.
I love
Okay.
Cluedo.
all right.
Yeah, Cluedo's
Yeah, Mr.
all right.
Green in the conservatorium. But you still need to get this next point correct, Ricky, to stay in the game.
That far behind.
No, you're doing great. Relax.
Yep,
You're doing
yep.
great, honey.
Here we go.
You got this.
Name something you'd see in the sky starting with P.
Plane.
Ricky,
She did.
My
now a tiebreaker.
Don't count me out, kids.
It keeps it exciting.
Come on, James.
I wanted 1 point.
I know.
That's too late to say that now.
I've lost every game this year. I want to see Ricky lose.
No, so after Woody the Woodpecker, you got real cocky.
Yeah, I fucking did. Yes, I did. Yeah, I did. I really did.
Name a type of Mexican food starting with T.
Taco.
Yeah. What is going on with the speed?
Ricki-Lee from behind.
Lovely to see you, mate. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you so. Thank you so much.
Stop for a minute and be by your side. Hold back the river, hold back. Hold back the river, let me look in your eyes. Hold back the river so high. Stop for a minute and see where you hide. Hold back the river, hold back. Lonely water, won't you let us wander? Let us hold hold each other. Lonely water, lonely water. Won't you let us wander? Let us hold each other. Hold back the river, let me look in your eyes. Hold back the river so high. Stop for a minute and be by your side. Hold back the river, hold back. Hold back the river, let me look in your eyes. Hold back the river so high. Stop for a minute and be by your side. Hold back the river, oh. Lonely water, lonely water. Won't you let us wander? Let us hold each other. Lonely water, lonely water. Won't you let us wander? Let us hold each other.
Ricki-Lee, Tim and Joel.
On Nova.